Hi everyone, welcome to Make It Monday. This week I thought I would show you a quick and easy Father's Day card and little gift. This can be made into other cards for a grandmother, an aunt, a mother, a friend with a birthday. Very simple, and it's like little pocket envelopes inside. If you have those little note card envelopes that are, I don't know, anywhere from 2 to 3 on up to 3 by 4, you could easily make these pockets from those. I didn't have any of those little envelopes on hand, so I made them using my Stampin' Up! Envelope punch board. On here it shows you what size of scrapbook paper that you need, 6 by 6. And if you've never used a punch board before, this I'll show you how to do it. Depending on the paper, when you put it on here and go to press, be very careful. Some papers you barely press and it will tear. Some are thicker than others, so just keep a note of that. So when you go to 3 by 4, it tells you to use a paper size 6 by 6 and then score at 2 5/8. And that's a number that you will only need to know the first time. Because from then on you're going to line up. There's that little notch there. You probably can't see it. No, it's not going to show up. It's going to be too shadowy. You line up a notch along that score line, punch, turn, line up, punch, score, line up, last one, punch, and score. Okay, and we'll put this away. I wanted the lighter color to be on the inside, so I'm going to make sure to fold this all first, and we don't need to worry about that top one because we're going to cut it off. And if you're using envelopes, actual envelopes, before you seal it, I would cut open this one side and then seal it. Try to make sure you seal the whole thing because there might be a little pressure on the pulling. So I use double-sided tape here just to make sure it's secure. And then I cut just below that score line right there. I want to make a tab for each of the little cards that are going to go in here. So I put a piece of a Post-it note on there, line up my tab punch, and there. Because if you try to hold this, you're not going to be able to hold it while you're punching, because see, you wouldn't get it accurate. And I'm going to do it on the dark side. And then I'm just trimming straight across. Whenever you get a pack of designer series paper from Stampin' Up!, there is usually this type of cardboard in the back to hold it flat. So I always save those, and in this case you can get 3 of these cards from one of those sheets, and you will have this much left over, so it's about 1.5 inches, and then you'll have some little pieces along the edge here. The envelopes are 3 by 4, and I like to put 1/4 inch all the way around, so that's why we were cutting the strip 3.5 inches. And then we are going to have 1/8 of an inch score line in the center. Cut it so that it is 9 1/8. And so that's 4.5 this way, 4.5 this way, and then the 1/8 of an inch here. So 9 1/8 is the length for this card. And then when you go to score 4.5 inches from this end and 4.5 inches from this end. Even if you cut it a little bit longer, if you do 4.5 inches and then score, and 4.5 inches and score there, it will still give you the right amount. And you're going to have extra because on this end, so that you can put the tabs on the end. So, and it will still be inside that cover like that. I used liquid glue to glue this on there, and I added vintage seam binding with double-sided tape. I am going to cover it with my glue stick. Make sure you cover it all right to the end. And this is the paper, and I centered the paper. I have cut it 3.5 inches, but I cut it just a little bit longer. Press it really good. Make sure your fold line is in there. You can round the corners, as I did in this one. Sanded it, and then rubbed ink all over the edge. Once you have covered the inside, glued the ribbon underneath this, the front cover, it's time to add the pockets. This is never so easy. You don't have to worry about how to bind them or anything. The back, I like to use double-sided tape or liquid glue. In this case, I'll use this so that it's fast. This will secure the pockets, the whole pile of them, because I'll show you how the pockets are attached once I don't have fingernails. I like to make sure both sides are the same and roughly up to that fold. Press that down, put your hand inside there, and press that down. We have this that we just made with the envelope punch board, and this is how you attach. Right down the center. Line these up as good as you can. I mean, depending on how thick the score line is on your paper, it will be different. So there is how the mechanism opens. like that. And so this one gets glued down the center to the front cover. So you just close it. And there you go. Show you on this. I just use scraps of paper, use the stamp from the paper pumpkin kit for May. It had Happy Father's Day on it, and it also has Happy Birthday, and that's where I got this one from. And this is regarding dahlias from Stampin' Up. This is a doily that was left over from another project. It was only half of one. You can decide whether you want them up on dimensionals or not. This is where you can be creative. Inside, I left one of the pockets from this one blank. Inside, I cut cardstock that was 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, and then I rounded the corners with a punch. And this is where you add the tab. And see, I did the squigglies on here before I put the tabs on, so that's why I decided to go straight across. You can print them off on the computer. If it's for a friend, maybe you want to put quotes that you both like, or friendship quotes. If it's for your mom, maybe you will offer to do her vacuuming for the week. If it's for grandmother, maybe you can put photos inside there. It's a very simple, quick, a mini envelope pocket book, card, whatever you want to call it. And that's it for this week. I'll have pictures at the end to show the finished product. And thanks for watching.